Good morning, good afternoon. Thanks for attending the Oracle Integration Customer Success webinar. I am Jürgen Kress, part of the product management team. In case you missed one of our webcasts, on-demand recordings are available at Oracle Video Hub, including presentation for download. In today's presentation, Kathiravan will introduce hybrid integration. Good morning, Kathiravan.
Thank you. Thank you, Udayakumar, for having me.
Thanks for attending and presenting.
Sure.
What was the first Oracle integration project you have implemented, and which kind of products did you use?
Yeah, Oracle SOA is the one that I started using for integrating the enterprise application. This was way back in 2008. I did that for one of the logistics company in America as a foundation architect. Yeah.
So you're a real expert and you know plenty of Oracle SOA suite versions and now moving to the cloud with Oracle Integration 3.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it has been 15 plus years of experience, and I'm a published author as well in the Oracle SOA space. Written the first Oracle SOA certification book. That was
wonderful.
published. Yeah.
Thanks for all your contribution and thanks for all your wonderful projects. So you have a lot of customer experience.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. In my day job, I manage the Oracle technology practice, and my specialization has been more on integration, delivering various integration projects over 15 years for UK and Europe customers. That's my profile. And we definitely saw there is an evolution on the integration as well as the landscape and technology. So we thought it's very important to derive an integration strategy that could definitely help the customers to take the journey forward, because it's more of an incremental strategy that need to be implemented. It's not pivoting completely, because we understand the landscape is definitely incrementally moving forward, and there are quite a lot of complexities that are getting evolved. So that it's important to put a strategy and share it with the wider community that might be very useful for people who are using services.
Excellent, thanks. And with us is Neil Kominski. Neil, good morning.
Good morning, Jürgen. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. Again, great to have Kathiravan on this call going through this very, very interesting topic. So I'm really looking forward to a great webcast. And I'll be taking care of Q&A. So if you have any questions around what's been discussed or Oracle integration in general, please get them into the Q&A and I will be addressing them.
Great. So Oracle integration is used to connect SaaS services like ERP, HCM, and CX. And the integration platform offers pre-built adapters for pre-built connectivity. Oracle SOA Suite is our Oracle on-premise product with also 10,000 of installations. And you can shift the workload of Oracle SOA Suite to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure and connect them and combine them in a hybrid fashion. Kathiravan will show us today how to do that, best practice with many customer experiences. Quick housekeeping, today's session is live and this presentation is being recorded. Please feel free to post your questions via the conference Q&A tool in the Zoom console. At the end of the webcast, we will answer them. Slides and on-demand webcast will be posted at Oracle Video Hub. We will post announcement links at the conference chat. Please complete the online survey at the end of the webinar. Quick housekeeping, please pay attention to the Oracle Safe Harbor statement. For today's agenda, I will start with a short introduction and then hand over for details on hybrid integration and patterns, how to build a modern integration platform. At the end, we will summarize it and we will answer your questions. Gartner recognized Oracle the 7th times in a row as a leader in the Gartner metric. Thanks for your contribution and for many reviews and many customer projects. In case you would like to try Oracle integration, it's part of the Oracle free trial. You can build up your Oracle Cloud infrastructure for up to 30 days and also spin up Oracle integration and build a proof of concept. Make use of the documentation. As part of the documentation, you will find Oracle Live Labs, which helps you to build your proof of concept in the free trial. If you want to implement Oracle integration, make use of our certified partners like Cognizant. At Oracle Partner Finder, you can search for partners per certification, and per region. You can also look up Oracle Cloud Marketplace to find additional adapters from third parties like Avantco. And join us at Cloud Customer Connect, where you can ask your questions and collaborate. You can start conversations, submit innovations, and earn badges. We run regular webcasts to update you on the latest success stories and product strategy. In case you missed the last webcast, you can watch the next story on demand. Neil and myself, we run regular updates for the latest product features. So the latest presentation from March with the 2402 release is available on demand, and you can register for the next one in June. All presentations and all webcasts are available on demand at Oracle Video Hub. For more information and regular updates, please subscribe to our customer newsletter. The newsletter keeps you updated about success stories, white papers, trainings, and also papers like the Cognizant Hybrid Integration paper. With that short introduction, I would like to hand over to Kathiravan.
Thank you, Jürgen. Thanks for the opportunity, Kugan and the team. So in terms of what is hybrid integration, so it'll be good to give you a quick overview before we deep dive. So it's both actually terminology and as well as a technology platform that maps to the capabilities, right? So as we go down the presentation, you will see there is a strategy and a viewpoint by which you will be able to look at the evolving landscape and also look at the platforms and services that are available, how you could actually achieve those architectural styles and archetypes that are evolving. So that's what hybrid integration is all about. And what are the key drivers for it, right? So we are seeing definitely there is a good amount of increased demand for end consumers to consume the data, information, intelligence. So that is one key driver. And we know there is a lot amount of on-prem applications moving to cloud apps where the data need to be made available to them. And there is definitely a good amount of real-time analytics that are being evolving, and there is a need for data to be made available for that. And we also know there is a good amount of bots that are coming up. When I say chat bots and etc., that also need a lot of data to integrate with the systems. And there are good amount of protocols and data formats that are also evolving that needs to be translated, etc. So that needs capabilities as well. And the typical real-time monitoring is definitely evolving as the data gets exchanged continuously. And we are seeing good amount of automated workflows, right? Where either it could be through bots or cutting down the manual operations to kind of be automated through integrations. So these are the critical drivers why we see there is a need for hybrid integration. As I said during the introductions, it is definitely not completely pivoting away, but actually building on what you already have. And it is an evolution that is very important to look at a strategy where you could address the different evolving data formats, targets, that you could look at it to provide a seamless integration capability for your business. So that is what this paper is trying to address, and the benefits that you will actually get out of this is actually around addressing the data complexity that are evolving across different systems, both on-prem and cloud. And it actually looking at this with this lens, it will help you to kind of scale your integrations and also provide flexibility in terms of how you could actually implement those integrations and adhere to some of the strong regulation and complexities around that as well. So these are the different benefits that you really get out of evolving the integration to the next stage through the lens of hybrid integration, right? So from a strategy standpoint, it has got different layers, and the typical starting point is starting from the business capability, right? So earlier in when we talk about integration, it used to be more around, hey, I've got an application and I have a requirement that I need to integrate. I just need to build an integration. You have X number of components, you go there, build it. but that has caused quite a lot of redundancy, and as well as in terms of complexity, it has left to with so many point-to-point integrations, right? So you could, and people have now started kind of moving towards building the integrations are APIs, right? So that is the critical starting point where you can look at the business capability as a starting point to look at along with the data domain models, right? There are quite a lot of work that is done in the domains data space where the data models are defined and derived by the business domains. So definitely there is a focus that is shifting towards integrations as business capabilities and business services, and the data also kind of getting structured by domain. I think the integration, I have to definitely leverage these two changes that are happening in the enterprise space, and you could basically build the integrations based on that, right? So that is the whole starting point for the strategy. And you will see a lot of terminologies and etc. Some of it you could be familiarized already, some of it you may get familiarized as we go on, right? But the strategy for this is the starting points what we spoke, deriving the business services based on the business capabilities and the data that are evolving as a domain models. So the hybrid integration domains are around the domain model. So the domain model is the starting point where you look at the different integration domain models, right? In terms of integrating from cloud to cloud or cloud to on-prem, user to cloud, where they need to directly interact, or maybe the user to on-prem. So there are different combinations of the domain models, integration domain models that are evolving. So that is one aspect of the starting point. And the next aspect to kind of derive the capabilities and the mapping that to pattern is the archetypes, right? These are standard archetypes that we are very much familiar with: user integration, process integration, data integration, event integration, and device integration. These are two new areas that are evolving currently, but the first three is very much familiarized. And as I said in the beginning, this is an evolution from what you currently have, right? So in terms of, I think, use cases, there are considerable amount of use cases that are evolving in the user integration space with respect to the different domain models as well. And if you map that back into the capability areas, the typical ones are the API management, the service bus, the Oracle SOA style integration for process integration, as well as for RESTful services, managed file services, data management using the ODI style of integrating for a bulk load of data. And you have the streaming and events that are also very much evolving to integrate the data through streaming of data, streaming of events. And you also have the IoT platforms and IoT based integration that are evolving from a device to device standpoint. And we also are adding the RP and bot to this, because there is an extension that is quite possible, so that you could leverage the integration teams to build those bots as well to kind of do certain user-based integrations, right? So this is the reference model in terms of how you could look at the different aspects and different requirements of integration, and how they can be mapped back into the platform and the capabilities that you could leverage to deliver those requirements, right? Moving on to the next page, and you can see that, right, in terms of the integration domains, we have the cloud and on-prem world definitely equally having the data, equally having the importance in terms of the business needs that are being satisfied through different platforms as well as the applications. So that definitely drives all of the integration requirements. And the different archetypes, as we spoke, the user, process, data, device, event integration also plays a critical role. All of this need to come together in terms of different archetype level 2. If you do one level below, the user integration has got multiple different types of integration. One is the UI, where you need to kind of integrate with the data through APIs, and that plays same equal responsibilities in the mobile. And also we are having the new targets like chatbots that need to integrate with the data sources. Again, that's an user integration. And you have the application to application integrations that are in place already in the process areas, business to business integration, business to government and public, where even the public is definitely coming up with a lot of modern integrations, and not just through files. There are APIs that need to be integrated for public needs. Workflow management across your landscape, that is again a process area. Automations that are happening through RPAs, that is again a process integration. So to go on, there are different types of archetypes also that need to be definitely addressed. And the modern targets like data lake, cloud stores, and etc. need to be as well as adhered to, right, in terms of the requirements that we have for the hybrid integration that are evolving. Let me move on to the next slide. I think this will give you a detailed view in terms of what type of integrations and what you could actually bucket it for your consumption to be made easier. This is just a description, but yeah, it's a good one to read. And this is where the assessment maps comes in, right? Where you have different hybrid integration areas that are cutting across different process. And you could do an assessment of this to say, hey, within my business domain that I'm going to operate, what are the definite areas of requirement that I've got? This is the assessment exercise where you could actually take it by each of the business capability areas or the process areas, and then you could map it to say, what are the different requirements that I have in this space? So what could be the capability that I need to build, depending on how you are actually rolling out your enterprise integration platforms. You could do an assessment, and accordingly the capabilities can be split. So if you're doing a centralized integration enterprise platform, then it will be more of cutting across different process capability areas, summing it up, and then finding what capabilities you want to really roll it out, right? Because not all the aspects that we spoken so far will be applicable for all the industries and the different size of the business. So that has to be taken into consideration, and accordingly it need to be sized and the capabilities can be rolled out. Okay, and this gives you a bit of a rainbowish look at different architectural styles, right? Because the enterprises are adopting all of these styles of integration, right? We spoke about APIs, SOA, service bus, MFT, event-driven architecture. We have B2B targets. There are certain companies that do batch orchestration. Not all of them do that. And there are some of them, they do complex event processing, but not all of them adopt the event. Again, also evaluated to understand what capabilities to which it has to be mapped. All right. Right. And again, that goes to the data domain level as well. So if I can summarize, and if I go a few slides before, that will kind of help you to comprehend this much better, where you got different integration domains that are evolving. We spoke about the different integration domains. You've got different archetypes. It leads to different patterns that needs to be mapped to different capability areas. I hope this gives you a good summary of how the hybrid integration has to be looked at, and how you could do an assessment of your integration requirements landscape. And from there on, you can actually derive the capabilities that could be potential to be expanded from a futuristic standpoint, right? So now going on to the critical areas around the capabilities, right? So we spoke about all of this across the different slides that we saw, right? And how does this maps into Oracle? That is the very interesting aspect of it, because not all the enterprises might use all the capabilities. That is one factor that we need to assess, and then tailor the full list to what you have as an organization that you wanted to utilize. The next is, what are the capabilities to what type of the integration that you have is also need to be assessed in detail, and then you need to size it accordingly. And you might have some of the components already running in your landscape that are served by Oracle and other integration platforms. So all that can be also be taken as an input to consolidate the full stack into Oracle. So Oracle has got a good resume for all of these capabilities, as you could see, and you will be able to map them appropriately for your requirements, size the capability appropriately, and take the build forward. Probably if you have any questions, you can start typing, but we will keep going to see how the delivery can be done. Given that you have established the capability, you would have understood if we put a storyline to this, you would have understood your requirement, you would have done the assessment, you would have done which all capabilities that you wanted to implement additionally or migrate and transform into one stack is something you could look at it. And how do we really deliver that is something that we can look at it. And one other additional point that I wanted to really bring it in is like not all of them need to be running in different platforms. There is a good opportunity that you can also consider as you take this journey forward to consolidate your integration. So we are already doing that in one or few of the customers as well, where we are consolidating many of the enterprise function into one single stack, or it could be migrated into one single platform, right? So both are possible actually. So that you could also take that into consideration when you are doing this assessment and looking your integration in view of hybrid integrations. Okay. So when you wanted to deliver the integration, you build the capabilities, now you wanted to kind of start delivering on the integration. What are the design principles that you should adopt? Is critically, you should definitely understand the value that you wanted to deliver to the business. So that's one critical principle, driven by value, right? You are not just putting something because there is a requirement. What is the value in actually bringing that capability? How can I build this integration is something you need to clearly assess and then derive and deliver it by the value. And next is important decision that we spoke about is the delivery should be based on the data. Data becomes a very critical element. So design should be data driven. And also you should be securing your design. Ensure that all of that delivery that is happening in the integration platforms and capabilities that you spoke are secure. And ensure that the capabilities that you're building, if you're building APIs, they are discoverable and they all adhere to an open standard, and there is a life cycle that is in place to manage all of this. So these are some of critical design principles that you need to adopt when it comes to taking the hybrid integration journey forward, right? And the next important aspect is, this is, I would say, a bit of a pivot and a point of view how you could actually bring the even the advanced integration analytics capabilities and the enterprise design teams together into the hybrid integration landscape, right? So that's what this particular viewpoint is, how you could have actually take the hybrid integrations that you're building, and this will typically kind of fall into the category of the data integration, where you could actually touch upon the hybrid integration, your advanced analytics capability, and the integration and insights coming together, right? That's what this is all about, because you will definitely have large enterprise data teams that are actually building your data designs. Integration and insights teams will also make use of the data models, the domain-driven data models that could be for both hybrid integration as well as for analytics and building your advanced analytics. So, and the best advantage is you can actually use the physical data formats. What you're building could be exchanged between all of these three. So that is the advantage of actually extending and bringing these capabilities together. And an extended view is how you could actually take all of this into your enterprise data apps. This is quite standard, but there is a benefit in bringing all of this together, is what you may need to understand. And the viewpoints, whatever you're building, will give you good efficiency in terms of building the integration and delivering the integration. And there will be a good cost advantage as well. You will see once you start kind of building a centralized team to build all of this, and then you could do a skill grouping to ensure that you build a cross-functional team and a cross-technical team who can actually deliver these integration. That is the biggest benefit that you will derive once you start looking at your integration requirements with this hybrid integration lens. That's pretty much what I wanted to share for today, Jürgen. Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much for sharing your insights. So before we come to the questions and answers, you can still post them in the Q&A. I would like to summarize and wrap up. If you would like to know more about Cognizant, you can visit the website cognizant.com and you can reach out to Kathiravan. For Oracle integration resources, we have a page with all the links and information. Visit our integration website, make use of the documentation to build a proof concept for the free trial. And the team is updating you via the blog with the latest information and on a quarterly basis with the newsletter. With that, we would like to come to the questions and answers. So the first question is from Stanson. He would like to know if there is some information on design partnerships. What's your experience on that?
Sure. So when it comes to design partnership, I think when you say, yes, we have done Cognizant, we have done designing of integrations. When you say partnership, I think probably if it can be a little more detail, I can explain, but I'm making a bit of an assumption. All of this is related to integration design, right? So that's the area that we covered already in terms of how the domain-driven data design will be a critical factor that you could optimize the whole integration landscape to deliver the APIs in a better way. So our experience has been quite extensive, and we have established the design partnerships with the data teams and the enterprise data teams to derive the data models and data definition that will be passed on to the integration teams to pick up and build the APIs. So we have done that.
Excellent, thanks. Customers running SOA Suite 12c, what's your recommendation on the future outlook?
Right. So what we have seen is typically Oracle SOA when the customers are running. So they typically continue to run that in the on-prem. Only if they take a journey into the cloud, then they want to kind of migrate those interfaces into OCI, OIC, right? Oracle Integration Cloud, when it is an Oracle based cloud solution that they built. So typically, we have not seen customer straight away migrating everything into Oracle Integration Cloud if it is not a transformation driven project, because majority of their on-prem system continue to kind of connect through Oracle SOA, and they see Oracle SOA as still as a strategic platform for their on-prem integrations. And that's what we have seen. And it's not a full migration of all the services in OIC. So Oracle SOA is still definitely a platform customers continue to run for the on-prem integrations.
Can you run it in a hybrid fashion in combination with Oracle integration?
Absolutely. That is exactly what this paper was trying to explore, right? Yeah. If there is a transformation opportunity, yes, some of the services, depending on the programs and the application that are getting transformed, definitely you can run it in a hybrid mode. That is exactly what this paper was trying to address, that there is a transition where the customers continue to run some of the critical system in on-prem, and some of the boundary systems or even core system move into cloud. The continuity of the existing integrations have to be looked at, and the hybrid integration lens will definitely help to kind of build those integrations to run it both in on-prem as well as in SaaS.
So if customers are moving to Oracle SaaS, ERP, HCM, and CX, they can benefit from the new adapters part of Oracle Integration 3, and then connect to SOA Suite with the adapter and continue to use the existing SOA Suite on-premise landscape.
Absolutely.
Either on-premises or rehosted to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. So you run Oracle SOA Suite in the Oracle Infrastructure Cloud.
Yes, that case also we have seen where actually you will migrate the Oracle SOA into, we have done that for one of the retail customer, where we have migrated the Oracle SOA into Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. So that has definitely benefited in terms of the scalability as well as able to kind of give flexibility in terms of building more capacity into their integration platform. So we have seen that, and we have done that for one of the retail customers, where we have migrated the Oracle SOA into the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. And for one of the insurance customer, we have even moved that into Oracle Cloud CS, Oracle SOA CS. So both cases we have seen. SOA CS in the past, now moving it into OCR.
Excellent. So Neil, question for you. Are there going to be new versions of Oracle SOA Suite?
Yes, there's a new version of Oracle SOA Suite is due for release pretty soon. So from a functionality perspective, there won't be much new because it is a mature product. But quite a bit of focus will be on running this under Kubernetes, etc. So SOA Suite, the message here is SOA Suite is alive and well and kicking. New version coming out, and it is still core or key product in our integration strategy.
Great, thanks. So if you have questions, you can still post them in the Q&A. The next one is for Kathiravan again. What you mentioned that you consolidate the integration infrastructure of multiple products at some clients. What are the benefits of doing that?
Benefit is the key benefit is the skill, right? So when you're developing integrations in multiple different product stack, you will definitely have different people with the different skill sets that are need to be made available to kind of build those integrations. That's one aspect. You will consolidate. The moment you consolidate the stack, the number of people that are required to deliver the integration gets optimized. That's one aspect from delivering the integration, the cost of integration. Second is the cost of the platform itself definitely comes down. That's the first benefit, where you consolidate the platform, the cost of running the infrastructure or the subscription comes down. So that benefit also we have seen. And third is the number of hops that it does, the integration does across the landscape also comes down. So the monitoring and the benefit happens from an operational standpoint. And the number of points of failures also come down. These are the three key benefits we have seen, both from delivering the integration from the platform standpoint and as well as from an operational standpoint. The cost is quite optimized, both OPEX and CAPEX.
Excellent. So what's the best way to get in contact with you to learn more about hybrid integration, and how can attendees get your paper?
I am reachable via LinkedIn as well as I think LinkedIn will be the best way to reach me. My full name is available. And if you message me in LinkedIn, I'll be able to share the full paper on this.
So you published a paper on hybrid integration, and it's also available on the Oracle integration blog. There you can find details about today's presentation. And we will also publish the recorded version of today's webcast, including the presentation at Oracle Video Hub. And please log into Video Hub to get the attachment. Okay. So anything else you would like to add, Kathiravan?
Not much at this stage. Thanks for the opportunity, and thanks everyone for listening. And feel free to reach out. We'll be able to help you with the journey.
If you would like to reach out, like we just mentioned, you can find us on LinkedIn and social media. Please feel free to connect. If you have questions, you can also reach out to Neil Kominski or myself. We have the integration resource kit available with the resources for customers and partners, like the Oracle integration website. Please make use of the documentation. There is an excellent integration blog with news from the team, and subscribe to the newsletter. If you would like to continue to ask your questions, you can do that via Cloud Customer Connect. And if you would like to get a system integrator with excellent skills and successful implementations like Cognizant, please use Partner Finder to search for local certified partners. For partners, we offer the partner community and also plenty of resources, so please become trained and certified. For further information, please contact our team. Neil Kominski is our contact here in Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Paulo Mota in South America, Ravi Chaplani in North America, Ravi Pinto in India, Steve Tindall in Asia, and myself for any kind of partner support or marketing activities. Thanks for attending today's webcast, and please join us for the next webcast on July 6th. Thanks for attending.